In an alternate reality, Philip Sheldon, who used to write the columns on glory of the Avengers in other universes, is trying to find out what happened to them in this universe. Where did it all go so horribly wrong? And why did they get such a dreadful fate? So that he can publish a book on them. Anthony Stark, who was very famous in California, joined hands with some of the scientists to form a revolutionary cell called the Avengers, to overthrow President X and his government. But the government sent forces into California to stop insubordination, and they shot down one of the quinjets of Avengers with a missile as Sheldon witnessed the superheroes burning in the flames himself. Those superheroes who were left, some of them got arrested and put behind the bars. Clinton Barton, who got shot down by a military officer, while Wanda Maximoff was pardoned in return to her promise for being an evidence of the state. While Sheldon goes to Nevada to interview Mar-Vell, the spokesman of the Kree Liberation Force, he gets shuddered by seeing the condition of their people who were kept captives in a quarter on a nuclear test zone by the government as a punishment and reminder for their mistake. From the information, Sheldon Gotti came to know that everyone there was suffering from mutant cataracts and cancer. Moreover, only 1 out of 8 newborn children survived. Mar-Vell told him how they were requested by the Supreme Intelligence to come and liberate the people of Earth from its cruel governments and how they were shot down by the nuclear projectiles. Sheldon met Colonel Fury to interview him and ask about Captain America, but Fury warned him not to publish anything dirty about him, saying that he was clean, and at the end told him that they killed Captain America last week. Sheldon then went to Rick Jones to hear the story about the Arizona conspiracy. Jones told him that while he was once sitting and playing his guitar at a place in Arizona with nothing around but a water tower, he saw a doctor running towards him and shouting something whom he thought was an established Nazi at first. He came, stood in front of him, indicating towards that water tower that this machine kills fascists. And then all of a sudden, sparkling started in that machine. Doctor told him that it was a bomb and saved him, but the doctor himself got burned in the explosion. After that, the doctor was alive, but his body was full of cancerous tumors, and they kept him in a vault under a lake now. Sheldon was also suffering from cancer. He was in dire pain, but he kept praying to the Lord to let him live so that he can complete his book and let people know how this happened. Later, while Sheldon was trying to interview Miss Darkholme, sitting beside her in a plane, her face exploded as she changed shape. The plane did an emergency landing. She was taken away by armed men, and they told that she's a shapeshifter. So changing shapes too often got her multiple personality disorder. Sheldon then went to Texas to visit a jail. Warden Fisk showed him all the captives, the wretched, the hungry, the mutants, the cannibals, and the bastards. He saw a boy named Summer who was blinded by them to keep him under control because he incinerated his family with his eye beams. Warden further tells him that President X visits this place sometimes, sits here, stares, and mocks them. He then asks Sheldon to quickly capture the photos he wanted for his book, and tells that the president accepted his request to let him capture proofs because he wanted to grant a dying man his last wish. They keep reminding Sheldon of his cancer. Sheldon once went to a Quintano carnival where weird stunts and every paranormality was happening. A man named St. John burned his face with gasoline and a lighter, rode on a bike with his face set on fire, and this proved to be his last stunt, as he died after. Sheldon thought he might find a single mistake or accident that led to it all, but he couldn't, as everything went wrong without an explanation. Sheldon used to have a dream of superheroes in the air, dragging President X and showing him the ruins of Washington, until he cried and promised to fix it all. He went to interview Major Ben Grimm in the Rocky Mountains. Ben tells him he met Reed Richards and Storm, sons, while teaching in a university. Reed wants to study cosmic rays by using Astrea, the spaceship Ben had made, but it wasn't ready to be used yet. One day, Reed, along with Von Doom, tricked him, stole Astrea, flew it without its lateral motors, and went into the flash storm to record cosmic ray activity, but all of them died and turned into silver dust. Sheldon thought now that he had collected everything, he could write his book and decided to name it Mar-Vell. But all of a sudden he started feeling burning hot because he had forgotten to take his medicines. He wondered that he could have lived more to publish his book properly if Peter Parker didn't have infected him after getting infected with a mutant virus. All of a sudden he stumbled, fell with photographs spreading out of the suitcase on the ground and died. Unfortunately, he couldn't even write his book, for which he had struggled and worked hard for several years. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel.